Back in February, one of my favorite beauty influencers, YouTube personality, entrepreneur, and funny and quirky storyteller with almost 8 million followers, made a completely impromptu video where she showed us all her emotions and her frustration regarding the festering malfeasance in our government. The question on her video appeared to refer to a statistic that's going around indicating that if 3.5 of the population revolts or protests, that is enough to actually topple the government. The question that she had was, what are we going to do? Can we create that critical mass of 3.5% of people in America to revolt? I intended this channel to be a channel for joy, and I'm still trying to find the ways in which to do that. But for right now, I think that we have to connect that joy that we're going to hopefully eventually find collectively as a people in the things that we do with our communities. It is really, really important that right now you protect and support your community. If there is any way that you can buy your goods at local stores, that's good. That's better than buying on Amazon. But I'm not being delusional. Amazon has us by the balls. That's the reality, right? So if there are ways for you to buy a little bit less on Amazon and a little bit more in your mom and pop store, then try and do that, because these guys are really, really going to need the support. There are a lot of things that could happen. The dollar might stop being like the main currency in the world. The war in Iran might go on for several years to come until we can get this guy out of the White House and his cronies. And additionally, there are the issues that we have internally. They are looting our coffers on many ways, in many ways, sorry. And we really have to figure out ways in which we can keep them accountable. One of the things that I do is I listen to Heather Cox Richardson. Look her up. I listen to her every day. She has several. She has a podcast. She has a YouTube channel. She collaborates and speaks in um, different platforms, like establishment platforms like CNN and that sort. I don't know exactly. MSN now. I'm not sure exactly where, but she speaks often. She also has a Substack that is called Letters from an American, and it is fascinating how she's a historian and she connects the history to what's going on right now. So I would say she is one of the best people to be listening to right now. So listen to her. Um, she is incredibly smart, PhD professor in history at Boston College, and author of several books, and currently writing another book. I cannot sing her praises enough. So definitely listen to her. That's one way of staying informed and understanding what's going on, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on that they're not telling us. There's a lot of stuff that goes on that happens at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then, in cloak and dagger. And that right there is not okay. Obviously, they're up to no good. So let's open our eyes. Now, other things that we should really think about doing is just like making community of any kind, right? We are so used to being individuals, lift yourself up from the bootstraps kind of people. But the reality is that system, it doesn't work. It's not right. And the fact that we're the only, developed country that doesn't have health care for everybody. It's not that we are trying to give handouts to anyone. It's just that it is odd to be a rich country that is getting poorer by the second because we are in so much debt, that cannot take care of their sick, cannot take care of uh, their children, and is just taking money out of the places where it's most needed to just put it in the pockets of government officials. So the reality is that we have to do something. Bailey Sarian was correct. But what is it that we're going to do? So here, I'm telling you, there are a couple of very small things you can do. Um, Support the businesses in your community as much as you can. And I know that this is not a time of having a ton of money. I get that. But whatever you're going to buy, just think about, hey, can I buy this piece of meat at the butcher, or this chicken or whatever at the butcher across the street? Or can I buy my school supplies for my kids in a different place? Can I go to my local pharmacy instead of going to CVS? I mean, I don't know. You can figure it out. Look at your community, map out what the stores are, and try to support your small businesses. The other thing you can do is also listen to Heather Cox Richardson if you haven't yet. She's got a little over 1 million followers right now on YouTube. She's been growing like crazy because her advice and her information is really, really good, really important. She is super down to earth, and she will explain things how they are today, uh, through a lens of what happened in history and how things sort of repeat themselves or rhyme or have been similar, how this is not the only time we've been in this situation. So that is really, really cool, I think, about Heather. I respect her tremendously, as do everybody else. The world respects her tremendously. So the other thing is find community. Say you like or would like to learn how to fill in the blank, how to knit, how to golf, how to anything you want to do. Find a little community, or do a meetup. Ask, hey, I live in such and such. I would like to see if somebody's interested in knitting with me, or teaching me how to knit, or is there a group that's already available that I can join? Because it's in those groups where these conversations can happen about what can we do in these tiny little groups. Your bowling group, your, I don't know what you do. You bowl, you play tennis if you can do that, or you play soccer. Like, it's time for us to start talking about politics. It feels to the world that we're ignoring it. I've seen a lot of videos that sort of indicate that, hey, Americans, you don't understand. What are you doing? Why are you doing this to yourselves? You guys are morons. Like, a lot of videos coming out of other countries. But they don't know what we're doing. They don't know what's going on in our lives. They don't live here, and they are commenting on, sort of from outside. And that is just, not only is it not helpful, but it's not appreciated. Um, Not all of us wanted this regime, because it is a regime. We are deep in fascism, and that is not what we wanted or expected. This tremendous decline of the United States is unprecedented. We had never gone through this, and we don't condone it. We want it to be gone. But this is a man that does not follow the law, does whatever he wants, and it's even starting to talk about potentially using a nuclear bomb on Iran, which is even dumber than starting a war with Iran. There's a reason why Other presidents never did so. But anyway, that's for another day. My channel is not meant to be political, but it felt really, really important to me to talk to you about, this is a shit show, and we are going to have to get involved. And there are small ways in which we can get involved. We don't have to go get arrested in a protest that's violent. We don't need to do that. But if there is a peaceful protest that you want to attend, definitely attend. Talking to your congressman, absolutely. Send the emails, call, find out the numbers. It's easy to find. Just Google them, and express your discontent. Also, find a community. Maybe it's your local library. They have a book club. Go sit down so that you can have a place to talk to people. We need to talk about this. We need to make sure that everything is copacetic for the midterm elections. We know that they're going to try to intimidate us. So let's talk to our officials to make sure that at the local levels, we get the protection that we need so that nobody is intimidated at the polls. That is probably, they're going to try to do all kinds of stuff to undermine the elections. They do that every time. Now they're probably going to do it on steroids because they're really, really afraid, because their actions have caused their base to start rethinking these votes that they made, I don't know, a long time ago, and twice in some cases. But many of us do not understand how that could happen. But anyway, America is in trouble. We know it. We know that it's going to be a long way out of this, but we have to start somewhere. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I really want to grow the channel. Anything you can do to help us out, that would be great. And I will be posting twice a week. It's not going to be political every time, but it's always going to be about things that you can do with your community to find joy, and to remember that your family is your little nucleus, right? So you start there. You start with making sure that your children know how to act, how to behave themselves, what to talk about and what not to talk about. Have a dinner party, invite some friends, talk about politics, talk about what we can do. I know that this advice wasn't very popular, maybe, I don't know, in the first time that person became president, but because of all of the infighting, etc. But now there are a lot of things that we can all get behind together, no matter who we voted for, right? So what's going on in Iran, what's going on in Gaza, all that money that we siphoned to Israel for one thing or another, whereas we need it here. I mean, we're cutting school budgets, and we're cutting Medicaid. People are losing their insurance. I mean, we have a lot of trouble right here in America. So for someone who said no wars, he's quite disappointing, right? Additionally, the constant help to all of his cronies, the constant help with billions and billions in tax cuts for the very, very rich, that never really works. It doesn't trickle down. Change happens from the bottom up, meaning it happens at the local level. So involve yourself in your local community. It can be a big involvement or a tiny involvement. It doesn't matter. It could be just a phone call or an email to your congresspeople, to your mayor, to your governor. Just let everybody know about your discontent. Again, please like and subscribe. This stuff is an absolute shit show, and we need to try to save our country. Our reputation is on the floor, and deservedly so because of the things that um, our government has done. I just want the world to understand that not all of us, actually, most of us, are not in agreement with anything that happens, but our laws are not holding up and are not keeping them accountable for one reason or another. So hang in there. Not all of us suck.